So after doing the laundry, bringing the laundry up, I ended up cleaning my room. I know I didn't show you the before and after. I was afraid it was that bad. Ended up cleaning my room. Now I need to hop on some free code camp, which is, this is the exact reason why y'all clicked on this video, to go and build this navigation bar. And it is teaching me how to make the navigation bar. So this is going to be amazing of me learning how to make a navigation bar. And by the time I learn this, I'm gonna have a navigation bar in literally every website I make. I don't even care if it doesn't need one, just because it is that cool that you can click on something and it will send you down to wherever the hell. And I thought you needed JavaScript to do that. So the fact that you know is pretty good. I'm getting into this navigation bar here, and right now they have me adding, I believe, sorry, I still gotta clear my throat, a div class. So they want me to put 2 divs inside of here and then give them a class of question block. So we're just trying to make sure that we can get that. Oh, if I can click the right stuff here, make sure that we can end up getting that done. And then next they want me to do a div question block, or within these div questions. So I gotta separate these because they've been giving me larger tasks recently, which is good because it helps you. But add a H3 element with the text of incrementing numbers starting at 1, and 1 field set element with a class of question. I need to do like a different one and then put 2. I'm not sure what that exactly meant, and I never really used an H3 before. Heading H3 is crazy. I'm not sure if I'm doing this the way they want me to do it, because when they said incrementing numbers, it's like what the hell are we possibly talking about? But let's go see if we did that. I'm gonna take some notes here because, like I said, I'm trying to learn. Find my pen. Where is my pen? Oh, I got it in here for some reason. I'm gonna end up showing y'all this very close up, but we do have the navigation bar at the top that says info, HTML, CSS. The only problem is, as of right now, is that everything I believe is all on the same screen, and I'm also not sure if we have already directed it to the other ones. So now my navigation bar is complete, which is great, but to be able to make sure that it is working, because when I click it, nothing is really happening. And I think even if it was on the same screen, it actually, no, maybe it would stay on the same. I'm not sure. As of right now, this is a quiz that they have me creating here, so kind of crazy, but you know, I understand it is worth it, right? And also too, I didn't know that there was a type of date when you put in the input, and you could put type date and then you literally will get a calendar. I think that's the coolest thing on the planet. I had no idea that you can end up doing that. So I just wanted to mention that. I know what the question is, but where do I put the span? Where do I put the span? I'm assuming I put the span after. That's the span element. Okay, I was gonna say, because sometimes I know that they like to put the span element within other elements. So I wanted to make sure that I was good on that one. Another thing that they're actually teaching me too is the fact that they're basically trying to teach me accessibility, which is for, I believe, visually impaired users to interact with your website. So something that they just had me do was hide something, but when I write it, it is going to, I guess for visually impaired users, it's going to say that part, but for screen readers, they're not going to necessarily see it say question 1, right? And they're not gonna hear that part. It's just gonna say 1, because you know they can end up seeing the screen. But this is what they're trying to teach me, is a bunch about accessibility, which is actually something I really need to understand. And I kind of wish I understood that, even though in the title that's what it's called, but I wish I understood that that's what they were teaching, because the whole time I'm just like taking notes. I'm like, oh, this is all easy stuff, but I actually, this is stuff that I need to do every time I make a website. Maybe if it's like a quick website, maybe it's not that deep, but if I'm making a website that, you know, I really want to be a true website ever in my life, this is the stuff I would need to have, because I think you can get sued. So there's position absolute, width is 1px, height is 1px, overflow hidden, clip, like there's a bunch of things there that, and luckily this is a common way to hide it. So that's actually pretty cool that I don't really need to understand it, because in a way this is so common that the more I use it, it's just going to repetitively get me to get it. But I'm still going to write it down just in case, you know, if I ever need it at some point. I should have known that's what they were doing, because when they implemented the role thing, I was like, what the hell is role? Like I had no idea. And I guess with role, that's what helps it basically understand what it's going to say in that point. So you could do like role alert, and so it would end up like alerting them. And that's actually so sick that they have things like this. So like role region, that's actually pretty cool. I can't believe that this whole time that's what I've been learning. I mean, some things that I have been writing, and it would talk about like visually impaired, but I didn't know that was the point. Like I thought we were just adding that in there. So far, this is the website that we ended up getting. We ended up making, I believe this is the navigation bar, right? Unless this is, I hope not. And if this isn't the navigation bar, then I've been lying to y'all. But we ended up creating this. I don't think it's working just yet, but look at everything else that we're doing here. So we're gonna end up having some questions here. It's not necessarily fixed yet to where you can click one or even, you know, so we gotta end up fixing all of that. We also really don't have a question in there just yet, but I think it's still pretty cool what we are creating, and we're getting pretty far. I think there's about 60 lessons or something for it to be over, and we're at 31 halfway through. So that was a pretty good studying session. So far, this has been great. They ended up teaching me a lot about roles, a lot about what you can end up throwing in there, like the word region, which explains the elements and explains it in a certain way for visually impaired users to be able to read and you know, understand what's going on, because it's going to necessarily say it to them, which is pretty sick. And then they also taught me about, there was just so much that they taught me about for accessibility. I think another one was role and what was it called? It's not region. It was just something else. It's pretty sick, man, that they have like this whole entire concept for this, you know, and just not leaving people out and just allowing there to be more accessibility on their websites. Let me know if y'all enjoyed this one, because as y'all could tell, this one is a little bit different. Normally when I do vlogs, I call it a day in the life, and maybe those type of videos would do better. Maybe I should say a day in the life, but this is going to be the first time where I end up keeping self-taught web developer in the title, but I'm probably going to call this something around learning about navigation bars and accessibility in web pages, right? I'm probably going to keep it around that. Now, if I do and the views look good, I'm gonna keep it this way, but just let me know if this is way better, because I feel like sometimes when I put a vlog, it's like there's no true motive. And maybe I can call it a day in the life, but just still have a true motive in the background for me filming. But I feel like I just film myself instead of having like a motive. Maybe my study vlogs are different because the motive is the study, but sometimes I don't call it that, and I'll just be doing random stuff, and I'm like, is this really what people want to see? So let me know. Maybe I can continue doing day in the lives, but I do them less frequently because I post vlogs normally every other day. This last week though, I did not do that, but in the future weeks, it's going to be a vlog every other day like I normally do. And should I call them all day in the lives, or should I have 1 or 2 day in the lives for the week, and then maybe the third video be a study vlog, and then the other one being something like this? Like, let me know, because I'm definitely trying to take advice from my viewers on my content, because y'all are the ones that end up clicking on my videos. Definitely comment down below, leave a like and subscribe, and definitely share this video to people, guys, by the way, who probably are in your classes. They're probably learning web development if you were going to school. Recommend this to your friends or people that are studying. Anybody that you know, definitely do so, because this is such a great, beautiful community that I'm happy to have. And I think this is just amazing, especially too when you don't really care. With me, like, I don't really care about the growth of the channel. I really love the community, and if the community stayed where it was at, I would be 100% okay with still posting every day. Like, I don't have a motive to blow up. My motive is to just have a community and hopefully be able to, you know, make connections through this, so that when I do pursue a career in this, hopefully I make the right connection, right? Or I have this journey laid out that people can look over, and maybe this can show them proof that I have been learning what I've said I've been learning. I've been doing everything that, you know, stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. But right, ending this vlog right here. Hope y'all ended up enjoying. Deuces.